to my video about what I eat intuitively and the first episode of Finding Balance. Today I bring you along with me on what I eat intuitively and just share a few tips and experiences that I've had. So if you're interested in knowing what intuitive eating looks like for me and what kind of struggles that I've had along the way, just keep watching because I'll share everything in this video. I basically just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my intuitive eating. I did recently make a video about my whole journey that talks about me going from binge eating and restricting to intuitive eating that I'm doing right now, and I will link the video up here and in the description box below for you if you want to watch that. I have been eating intuitively for almost a year now. I'm feeling pretty confident in my ability to eat intuitively and to just listen to my body. So I just wanted to take you along with me on a day and show you a bit what I eat. This does in no way mean that I eat like this every single day. It's different every time. So it should serve more so as an inspiration for recipes and what you want to eat, but not to like eat this exactly and you're gonna be an intuitive eater, because there's a lot more behind it than just eating specific things. If you want to know more about intuitive eating and everything that I did to get there, watch that video. But if you have any more questions about it, leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them, and I might even do a whole video about them. So I'd be really happy to hear from you and have some questions and just see what you would like more of. I've just come back from making my little snack downstairs, and I just have some like chips and Then I've got some strawberries and also a Baby Bell. So yeah, I'll just have a little snack. I just wanted to tell you about it because I've kind of noticed that even for me before, there was some kind of misconception that if I ate like crisps and chips and stuff, I was ultimately being bad and wasn't really following my plan. I wasn't on track and all of that, and I might as well just give up. I always thought that it makes so little sense to eat something like chips with something healthy because you already messed up, so why would you eat something healthy next to it? But maybe you've realized that intuitive eating and balanced living is not about that at all, because there is no one perfect diet, there's no one perfect thing to do. That is a misconception that a lot of people have, and I had that too just over a year ago, and I thought that I had to be perfect because otherwise it wouldn't be worth it and I would not be healthy if I wasn't eating the perfect healthy diet. But you can have things that you enjoy and still have things that nourish you alongside that, if that makes sense. You can have strawberries with chips and it's a balanced meal. I was craving chips and I was also craving strawberries, and you can just put them together. And just because you might crave something that isn't really seen as healthy doesn't mean that you're not healthy. I think you've seen the 80-20 like lifestyle all over social media at the moment. That is not what I'm talking about, but I think it's very similar, that you can have things that you enjoy in your diet, in your life, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be at 100% all the time for it to like make sense and be worth it. I don't like the 80-20 approach that much because there's still like numbers attached to it, and I think that it's much more like fluid than that. I mean, some days it might be 70-30 and another day it might be 60-40, and sometimes it might even be 50-50 or 100% and 0%. And I think the 80-20 rule per se also kind of implies that there's good and bad foods. Like the 20% is the bad foods and the 80% is the good foods. But I don't like the terms good and bad foods that much, so I kind of try to avoid that language. Yeah, I just think that it's much more open than that. It's just kind of listening to your body, and sometimes it craves something and sometimes it craves something else. Another thing I wanted to add to this is actually, if you sometimes only crave this, it's completely fine too. Like, it doesn't mean that only because you're eating intuitively you have to always pair it with something like healthier per se. You can also just eat a bowl of chips and it's fine. There's no rules. Your body decides. I wanted to add the thought that kind of eluded me when I was doing all of my dieting and restricting, because I always thought that the only option I had was to either eat this or this. It never really crossed my mind that both at the same time could be possible and could be good even. So I just wanted to put that in here as well. But yeah, I'll just eat my snack now and we'll get ready for dinner. My mom is probably gonna make dinner, so I'm going with the flow. So I will eat what my mom makes and I'll just eat till I'm full and satisfied. So I just had dinner. You saw that I had a hamburger with some fries and salad on the side, and yeah, I didn't finish all of it. I also had this little dessert biscuit. Yeah, basically that was the dinner that my mom prepared and I just went along with it. Yeah, like I said, I didn't finish all of it because I was kind of full and kind of over the fries. Yeah, I just feel like it's been working really well for me. I feel like intuitive eating has been giving me so much space in my mind and free room to just not think about food all the time and not obsess over everything that I eat. And I have time to do other things that I want to do, like filming YouTube videos and just focusing on school more, and where food would have taken up my brain space for that, and now it just doesn't anymore, because I do plan ahead, I do look at what I want to eat, but it's not like strict, it's more in a self-caring and self-loving way, instead of, oh, I hate myself and I want to change the way that I look, and that's why I'm going to like make a strict plan and look at what I have to eat and what I can eat and what I can't eat. And it's just such a different kind of energy. Like now I plan for things around food because I want to, because I care about myself, and because I know that it's gonna help me feel better in the long run, and not just because I want to lose weight or I don't like the way that I look or all of that stuff. I'm telling you, I'm still struggling with like body image and all of that kind of stuff. I still have things that I have to work on for sure. I'm getting there slowly and I'm doing the work, and I'm trying to just embrace everything the way that it is right now, because that's where I am. I can't change it. I can only take the best possible care of myself and see where that leads me, because I feel like the only thing that you can do is to take the best possible care of yourself without doing things that you might think are self-care but then aren't, and are more grounded in restriction and self-hate basically. Because I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinions and all of that, but I feel like for me it wasn't helpful to think about weight loss and the way that I wanted to look and tie that to my self-worth and to my health, because as soon as I messed up or just wasn't in my perfect routine, I stopped and went all overboard, which wasn't healthy either, wasn't healthy at all, to be completely honest. And I just feel like having a balance and doing everything that you want while still focusing on what your body needs and what feels good for you, and that's what balance means to me. I know that balance is completely personal to everyone, so take everything I say with this in mind, because you have to decide what balance means for you. For me, it just means that I'm able to make choices about food with self-care in mind, with self-love, and not self-hate, not restriction, not wanting to lose weight, because it just came from an energy that wasn't good for me, because it wasn't balanced. Even if I had the perfect balance on paper, like while counting calories for example, it wasn't balance that my body wanted. Like I still didn't feel satisfied from that, because maybe that day my body did not want that kind of balance that my app told me, and I could be eating the exact same thing now that I was when I was counting calories or when I was restricting, and I almost am basically, but it just feels completely different. It's got a completely different mindset around it, and it just doesn't feel restrictive anymore. It just feels like I want to take care of myself. Same thing with exercise, same thing with basically everything in your life, or at least in my life. I just think the balance is something unique to yourself, and you have to go on a journey to find out what balance means to you, what a healthy relationship with food means to you, what balance means in food, in exercise, in life in general, and what your balanced life actually looks like. So I've been talking for quite a bit now, which brings me to the point that I want to start a little series on this channel called Finding Balance, and just give you a lot of tips and things that I do in my day-to-day life that get me to the place that I want to be, that get me into the balance that I want to get to. It's just such an important thing to talk about, and I think it's so interesting how many different takes on balance that there is. So I just wanted to share my version of balance with you, and I wanted to do a series about it. So you can expect to see this series across my channel and just kind of building on what I've been saying in this video about balance. And I just think that it's so important to talk about it. I just wanted to share with you what I've been doing lately to get to the point where I'm at with my journey to balance. If you're interested in this series, consider subscribing because there's so many amazing videos to come, and I hope that I see you in my next video. Bye!